My name is Hanneke Faber. I'm the president of Foods and Refreshments at Unilever. I'm a little jealous of Julia because she comes from a country that can brag about their cuisine. I am Dutch. So, anyway, I want to talk to you today about whether food can be a force for good. Before I say that, full disclosure, I love food. It's a good thing in my job. But I remember things by what we ate. This week, I had a wonderful dinner with my French team outdoors in Paris on Tuesday night. I'll remember it for a long time. Today, I had a nice, fresh Magnum, and that's lovely on a summer's day. And being here in Belgium, my mouth waters when I think about some nice frites in the cone. So, love food. Food is fun, food is sharing, food is experiences, food is culture. But can it be more? I think it not only can be more, it has to be more. So, quick step back. You guys all know about the problems of the food system. We have 1 billion people in this world who don't have enough to eat, and that's getting worse every day this Ukraine war drags on. We have 2 billion people who are overweight or obese, and the foods industry certainly has something to do with that. Food's responsible for 1/3 of all greenhouse gas emissions, and we throw away 1/3 of all the food that we produce, which is just super painful. And in fact, I learned that Europe throws away as much food as Africa produces every year. So, some shocking numbers, which is all fine. We know the problem. We're not here to admire the problem. We can all help. And big food, that's us, the big companies, the big retailers, have an outsized responsibility to act. And certainly at Unilever, I am acutely aware of that responsibility. We sell food in more than 190 countries. More than 3 billion people eat our products every year. So we have a responsibility to act to fix the issues in this system. So at Unilever, actually, our ambition is to be a world-class force for good in food. And that ambition starts with commitments, public commitments, commitments that we put out there so you can hold us responsible. And so 2 years ago, we set out with 4 future food commitments. And since we've obviously acted on them. So let me just touch on those. The first one is selling €1 billion in plant-based food, meat and dairy replacements. We don't all have to become vegetarians. We don't all have to be vegans. But the science is pretty clear on the fact that especially here in the West, if we all ate a little bit less meat and a little bit less dairy, it would really help, especially the planet. So we set out to innovate. We've launched Magnum Vegan, Ben & Jerry's Dairy Free, Hellmann's Vegan, which is there afterwards. When everyone's done, feel free to go pick one up. Absolutely delicious products that make it easy for consumers to maybe on a day not eat dairy. We also acquired the Vegetarian Butcher, plant-based meat. And I'm super excited, actually, to be here in Belgium. We are collaborating across Europe with Burger King. The Whopper of Burger King is a Vegetarian Butcher hamburger. And here in Belgium, every 3rd Whopper at Burger King is now a Vegetarian Butcher burger. So that is democratizing plant-based eating, and that is helping the planet. So that's plant-based. Our second commitment is on reducing food waste, which absolutely is a crime. So our commitment is to have food waste in our direct operations, but also to help consumers reduce food waste in their homes. And to that extent, the Hellmann's brand, again, is spending virtually its entire global marketing budget, and that's a big brand, it's a €2 billion brand, on a campaign that's called Make Taste, Not Waste. Very fun. We were on the Super Bowl this year. The brand is growing fast behind that. And we have the science that says we're actually teaching people to waste less, which is important if we're going to feed 10 billion people. Third, we committed to doubling the number of products we sell that have positive nutrition, so things like micronutrients, proteins, and reduce salt, sugar, and fats in our products, really important. A nice example, and that's another product that's there, is Knorr Zero Salt Bouillon. Who would have thought you can do a bouillon without salt, because bouillon's mainly salt. But love the work that our scientists at our Wageningen Innovation Center have done to figure out how with a combination of herbs and spices, you can actually have a bouillon with the same rich taste as salty stuff. So feel free to try that as well. And then finally, we've committed to doing more regenerative agriculture. And if you were in that tent earlier, you heard a lot about regen ag. If we are going to save the planet, guys, that is the future of farming. I'm not a farmer. I don't have all the answers, but I've said we're going to commit just on the Knorr brand. We're going to launch 50 regenerative agriculture programs, 20 million euros. We have to change the way we farm to have fewer emissions, less water use, better soil health, and more biodiversity. All that's happening, work in progress. We're excited. We're excited that we're being recognized. The World Benchmarking Alliance rated us first in its rating of 350 food and ag companies when it comes to sustainability. We're excited about that, but we cannot do it alone, and that's why we're here today. We need farmers, and farmers are the people who know their soil best and want to invest in a better food system, so working very closely with farmers is key. We need our frenemies to be a force for good. I'm looking at you. Other big food companies, and great things are happening, and I'm very thankful actually to Food Drink Europe for really leading the industry to be a force for good in food. We need policymakers, and I think there's probably a few of those here today. We need policymakers to make it easy for big food to do the right things. And that includes regenerative agriculture, stimulus, subsidies, repurposing subsidies towards better ways to do agriculture. And finally, we need all of us because we can do stuff. So please learn about regenerative agriculture if this is the first time you've heard about it. Spread the word. See if you can affect those policies or make them happen in your own organizations. Drop the meat or the dairy a couple of times a week and see if you can waste less in your own fridges. I tried to do all those things. I think together food can be a world-class force for good in food. Bon appétit, and thank you.
Right.